In this video, I want to cover how to trade using the default signals. So that is both the trending and scalping buy-sell opportunities, and then separately the cloud chain signals and what to look for. So first and foremost, we're going to start with these. So we're going to do that on the Euro Aussie dollar on the 4 hour. So let's just change these. So by drag that, triangle down, that'll do. And what I want as well, let's turn the SMA on. Trend cloud lower line. Let's just quickly sort that out. Okay, so there's a little bit of a set of a couple of different things here. Okay, so depending on what you have activated, we're going to use for these signals. So these are not the trend cloud signals. So here we have to look at basically what counts as a valid trade according to the rules. So we're going to use price above the SMA in white, and then price below the trend cloud line, which I'm actually going to make a little bit thicker for this purposes of this video. A little brighter as well. Cool. Okay, so you can see here, that's a valid trade. We wouldn't have taken this trade. We would not have taken this trade. We wouldn't have taken this trade. So all those three of those are scrapped. Now, after the trend cloud has changed, we had a signal here which we wouldn't have taken. We would have taken this one here. And we also would have taken this one here. But we would have been lucky to get out with a couple of pips profit, or our stop loss hit, purely because, yeah, nothing. Probably break even at best, because the diamond reversals are printed there, and if you're trading with a low time frame trend on a split screen as well, sorry, low time frame chart as a companion, you probably would have seen price turning around. Now we would have taken this one here. We would have taken this one here, but we would have been quite underwater for that one, sadly. And this one here is a brilliant trade. It's capturing a nice long stretch of price action with only spending a couple of days underwater. And that's a whopping 560 odd pips if we held. But you would want to take, of course, profit along the way. So yeah, there we go. Let me just highlight this. So profit here, profit here, profit here. Totally out by this point, of course. So we wouldn't have taken this trade because the trend cloud line is positive. We would have taken this one right here after confirmation. We would have taken this trade even though it is below the mean line, but I would have probably played it up until the mean line, to be honest. That's where I would have played it till, as a risky trade. And this is a nice trade here. Again, that one probably would have only yielded small return. Because signals here, we're waiting till this candle closed up above the mean line as well. Trend cloud lines turn positive, but after this candle has come straight back down, so we would have had a chance to get out here somewhere with these diamond reversals printing. Again, this one would have been a tight exit / profit, if anything. This one probably would have been a loss if you took it. You might be able to get out at break even, but yeah, not a winning trade there. So let's see. That's a nice decent one. We wouldn't take that one. We'd take this one, probably down to the mean line and put the stop there. We wouldn't take that one. We would take this one, but that's quite a large chunk of our position being underwater. Yeah, I'm not sure how that one would have worked out, to be honest. It's safe to say this one may invalidate the rules, even though your stop is meant to be above here. So when you're using the trend cloud line, you probably want to put your stop above and below it as a rule of thumb. That unfortunately would have been a huge losing one. Would have got stopped out, but I would have cut it way before this even printed. So we took that one. I wouldn't have taken that one. I would have taken that one as a loss. This one, not really. Probably would have left it. Me, that is. This one would have been safe to take because we had a signal and the trend cloud line is caught up. Again, signal here. Here, but this one would have been tricky to get out with profit because it's come down so quickly and the diamond reversals printed on the close. This would have been a tight one. You don't need to take every single trade, but this is a very, very choppy pair on the 4 hour, and this is a good combination for scalping. So we're getting some pretty decent returns, but some of them are very, very, very tight. I'm not sure we would have got out with that one intact. Maybe break even on that one. I could have taken that one, but I probably would have cut it upon seeing that because I would have expected these highs to be retested somehow. That one wouldn't have been taken at print, but it's already reached the resistance, so I would have waited. See, when something has already shot up to the last local high, like this, you want to wait for a bit more candle confirmation. You can see here it's just slipping, and it's gone again. So that was that entry. An entry here would be too late at resistance. So that's not too bad, but we've got a period of being underwater. We wouldn't take that one. We would take that one. Risky one to the mean line, maybe. Of course, this is with hindsight. So I wouldn't have taken that one because it's hit resistance quite quick, or there's an area of local resistance. But if you felt ballsy enough, could take it here on the candle close and then see what price action does from there. I mean, it's not trending here in this area, it's kind of just consolidating, and you know, people are selling before someone pushes it down. So that would have been a trade loss taking that. We wouldn't have taken that one. This one would have been a trade to take. I would not. That would not. This would. That's a valid trade by the rules. That's very valid. I would have ridden it down to about here to see price and then taken profit because it's at a local level. That's a valid trade there, actually. I'll mark that one out. Probably would have ridden up to the mean line. And again, it's valid. That's valid. And so forth. So you get a good idea of this particular set of how to use it and what to look for. So using the trend cloud lower line gives a little bit, in this case, gives a little bit of context to the signals we're getting, but that have default tuning in the back end. And that's these signals here, that's scalping opportunities. So stacking up some decent wins if you're purely following the signal and the rules in this case. Okay, so that's number one. Second method, we're going to be looking at the trend cloud signals themselves. In this case, I have put the mean reversion line on, and I'm also going to put the blue volume band line on as well. Instead of the entire band, I'm just going to put the line on, wherever it is. Okay. So I wouldn't use these as a cross scenario. The mean reversion line and the blue volume band line, I wouldn't use those for a signal of any sort, but they're both just providing confluence in their own way. Okay, so let's change the plus signals up for something we can recognize. See circle. Let's take down the line actually just a little bit. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so we're on USD CAD on the hourly. So the signals, of course, completely different. I would take that trade up until that line. Decent, it's a continuation trade. So I would just ride that up as far as I can, taking profit along the way. Another continuation trade, but I would have waited till this turned blue. Actually, so we're talking about taking that there. I wouldn't take this because the candle color is black. So in theory, by the rules, we're trending downwards. So for a valid trade, we need everything that's positive to line up, and everything that's saying down, that is down essentially. So a signal price under the mean line, for example, if we're going to use that as a guide, or you want to scalp up to the mean line, and of course trend cloud itself, and we can use a stop above and below. So your stop would be down here, your stop would be above here for this trade, up here for this trade, and so forth. So that would be a risky trade, I suppose, but you could ride it up. If you're going to be risky, like in this one here, it wouldn't work out. So that's a dead trade. That's spend some time underwater, but it's valid. That's valid. That's valid. So the trend cloud signals actually work a little bit better with a choppy pair like this, USD CAD, over the trending signals here, which, to be honest, work better on pairs that are trending a little bit nicer. But they both work, of course. It's just how you put everything together to give you enough context and information in order to make good decisions when trading. Most informed decisions, I would say. So that's good. Now, would we take this one? Possibly not, because the mean line is all the way down here. We'd take this one, but to be honest, we'd probably get stopped out. We wouldn't take this one, but when it goes below these lines and it's jumping off here, you could consider a trade. Now that would be a losing trade right here, and that would be a losing trade, unfortunately. You might be able to get out of this one just. But by the rules, if we would have put our stop here, and that'd be okay. It wouldn't get hit, but it would come damn close. So that one works. That we wouldn't take that. Take that. I would take this. Good question. It's just printed a diamond reversal straight after this one, but I would take it because that diamond wouldn't be there until this had already closed, until this had closed afterwards. So now this one's a tricky one. Probably in something like this where it's just tapping on the mean line, it would be great to wait and see confirmation of what the next couple of candles are going to do. So take that to there, which is a local high. If it's extended, it's going to go there. I wouldn't take that one because we're above the mean line. That's a tricky one. Probably would miss this one, but if it shoots down below here, I'll probably take it because we had that confirmation. It's gone below, it's tapping the support area, and I'd have a view to it going down here somewhere, and then we're just about taps it. You can see that's a losing continuation trade there. That's very risky trade there. Probably would take it this here, and I would take that there. That won't be valid there. So above and below the mean line in this case, which is useful for us, and the blue volume band line if you want to use that as well as extra confluence. You can still see it is being respected here and there, and in terms of being tapped. I feel like there would be a lot more tight trades on this one where you'd hit either break even or you might lose out of it. So to reduce the noise, what you can do is take off the continuation signals and play it by ear to reduce the noise, because these initial change ones are supposed to be more authoritative anyway, and then you can just take it as you see fit. But we've still got some decent pips out of this strategy for USD CAD. So you can see compared to the default chart layout options video, I have actually taken things a little differently here and put together things in a slightly different way with the reversion line, dynamic band line, trend cloud line, the trending scalping signals, and of course the mean line here, which is lining up pretty nicely. So here we go. Hope you found this one useful.